Hi guys, it is time for my monthly collab with Leanna Dalton. Leanna is one of my best good friends, and we do this collab every month. We do the third Wednesday of every month usually. Last month I had to postpone it. I had to push it up a little bit, push it back a little bit. And this month she did too. We're busy people. We're busy people. And you know what? She's one of my best good friends. So I don't care if we have to, as long as we get to do it, because this is one of the things that keeps my sanity every month. It is. If you don't know who Leanna is, I will have a link to her channel in the description box below, as well as a link to her video. Go check her out. Go hang out. She's amazing. She's beautiful. Like I said, she's one of my best friends. So we are going to be doing the palette tag 5000. This tag was created by Chic Geek. She has a channel here on YouTube, and I will have a link to her channel in the description box below as well. I urge you to go check her out. She does project panning. She does empties videos. She does makeup looks. She does so many different kinds of content, different types of content, and I really enjoy her. I watch her regularly. Much bigger YouTuber than I. But when she did this tag, she created it. Like, she created the questions. I knew I wanted to do it. So when Leanna asked me, what are we doing this month? I was like, let's do this palette tag. She was like, okay. So that's what we're doing. Welcome or welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Andi, and I'm really happy that you're here. Okay, you guys, let's go ahead and get started. 1, 2. Number 1, palette you wore on a special occasion. That is the Rose Quartz by Huda. And to me, it was a very special occasion. It was Anthony's 50th birthday. And I took him out to a very bougie dinner. And I wore this palette. If I can find a picture, I'll put it over here. This palette is absolutely stunning. It is one of my favorites. This was gifted to me. And, oh, cherish the day. Cherish the day I got this in the mail. I do. So yes, I loved that look that I did. I absolutely loved it. It was very romantic, soft, romantic. And this palette is so versatile. Like, you can do warm, you can do some taupey, you can do some pink. And these shimmers are just, I love Huda shimmers. I do. So that is that one. Number 2, a palette that you love but is repetitive. You guys, the Be Perfect Carnival 4, The Antidote. It's a Stacey Marie collab. There are quite a few. You guys, this is a big honkin' palette. It is a beast of a palette, but I don't think it needs to be this big. I don't. You have so many repetitive shades in here. These two here are very similar. You've got this bright yellow. You've got this yellow. You've got this yellow. You've got this yellow. We don't need all those. And then you've got these mossy greens, and so similar. These two shades right here. You've got these two shimmers right here. These greens are very similar, as well as this green up here. Like, it does not need to be that big. Okay, number 3, palette you've gotten your money's worth. Well, this wasn't a terribly expensive palette to begin with, but it was like $30. This is the Stone Cold Fox palette by ColourPop. This is my favorite palette in the whole wide world. It is. And this is what the color story looks like. If you don't know, see, I got a big old pan right there. And then there's dips. I have so many dips in these. This line here, and this line here were probably the ones that I've used the most. This shade has never been used, and it is the only shade in this palette that has never been used. And it's like a gray. It's like a gray shade. But yes, this palette I've gotten my money's worth from, and more. And she's a dirty girl. She's dirty. Okay, the next one is a palette that is an amazing deal. Beauty Bay Neutral palette. If you've been with me for a minute, you know my love for this palette. It's not my favorite palette. This is my favorite palette. This is a very close second. It just keeps getting closer and closer to the number 1 spot. You guys, this is only like 17 US. It's like 17 something US. It's 15 pounds UK. $17. And you guys, the quality of this is ridiculous. It has such amazing, amazing quality. Quality is so good that there have been 2 palettes that I've been looking at recently. One of them just came out. The Natasha Denona I Need a Nude just came out. I don't need it. You guys, I don't need it. I need this. So similar. Yes, Natasha Denona quality is amazing, but so is this. Blown away. I use this all the time, all the time. Okay, number 5, a quad you love and wish was a larger palette. That would be the ColourPop quad in Sorbet. You guys, this packaging is about to break. I love this quad so much. And I probably do have a full-size palette that are these shades. These pinky mauves are like, you know, that's my jam. But like, if you had a darker, like a deep, like this shade, but deep, and then like maybe a lid shade, and then a little bit darker, a little bit darker shimmer. Yeah, I think that would be a beautiful, beautiful palette. And actually ColourPop, they probably have one because they repeat so much anyway. But I do love this. And that is the quad that I would use if I had a full-size palette. The next one is love the quality. Number 6, love the quality but hate the packaging. That was a no-brainer for me. That is the Laura Geller Nothing But Neutrals. You guys, this packaging is ridiculous. It's dumb. It's like a lid. Like, really? But let me tell you what, I love this palette so much. I know, it's cool neutrals. It's my jam. I have a ton of them. But this is such a great palette. I love this palette. But I don't use it as often as I want to because it's just honking. Like so awkward, and, you know, storage for it. It takes up space over on my bookcase over there, which is my temporary home for my palettes. But yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. I love it. I've thought about, I don't know how they're in here. I've thought about depotting all of them and putting them in an actual Z palette. I probably would have to put magnets on the back of all of them. Or I've thought about depotting them and franking them into a little pan, but I don't think I want to do that. That's a lot of shades. 31 shades. 31 shades? 31 shades? Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, that's too many. That's just too big. But I love it. I absolutely love it. So, I'm keeping it. That's why. Number 7, show your dream palette using singles. Now, I don't have a whole lot of matte singles. I have Sydney Grace, and that's it for matte singles. But I don't like mattes as well as I like shimmers anyway. So I will show you my dream palette if I had to make them from my singles. This is my dream palette. And here it is swatched. As you can see, there's quite a few little shifty shades in here. And I will tell you what these are. So I'm going to go this way, and then I'll do those two. So the first one is from Sydney Grace, and it is called Heart and Soul, and it is a very pale pink. It looks white in the camera, but it is a very pale pink. And that is this one right here. The next one is, this is a ColourPop single, and it is called The Most. And it is a pinky gold, and that is this one right here. And then the next one is Cleona, and it is Vermilion. And it is also a pink to gold. and that is this one right here. The next one is from Colourpop, and it is called Sugar Sugar. And that is what that looks like. And the next one is also Colourpop, I believe. Yes, it is called Call You Mine. And those are the next two here. And then this one right here is Cleona. And it is the shade Forge, which is a goldy, like wine green, amazing goodness. You can see the shift in there. The next one is a Sydney Grace, and it is called Long Journey. I feel like you have to have a taupey shade in there. And that is this one right here. Now this one here is a shimmer, and it is Sydney Grace. And it is called Your Best. And then the next one, which is this brown matte, is Sydney Grace. And it is called Dark Chocolate. I think I recently got this one from Leanna. And then these two amazing shades right here. This is Give Me Glow Party Monster. And the reason that I put this in here is because it, even though it looks green purple, I don't know if you can see that, it adapts to what you put over or put underneath it. So I used this in a collab with, actually I used it in a collab with Ash, where they had, I was copying a look that they had done, and they used the Natasha Denona Cupid, and this looked amazing over top of it. So that's why that is in there. And then we need a very fancy inner corner and maybe brow bone highlight. This is also Give Me Glow, and that is this one right here, and it is in the shade Halo. But yes, it is such a beautiful, beautiful shade. So that is my dream palette. If I were to make a dream palette out of my singles, that is what that is. Number 8, palettes that you like to combine together. Well, I don't know how Blend Bunny would feel about this, but it's the Blend Bunny Blends. I've been using this a lot lately, mostly the purple shades. It's not very well loved, but I have been using those purple shades quite a bit, and these browns down here. And this is an all matte palette. So I have been using the BH Aurora Lights with it. And this is what that looks like. So if you look at them together, they're very, very complementary. And I have been having so much fun using these shimmers over top of these mattes. Yes, I love them. Love them. Love them. Okay. Number 9, large palette that you wish was smaller. I see a trend here. This is a Be Perfect Carnival 3. This is the Love Tahiti. And this is a very big palette. Not as big as the Antidote, but it is a large palette. And again, that's very repetitive. So I wish it were a little smaller. I do. We don't need both of these. We don't need both of these. We don't need both of these oranges or both of these oranges. I just think that it's a little repetitive, so it can definitely be smaller. Okay, and then the last one, number 10, palette that you wish had a matching face palette. Well, I didn't want to repeat. I was originally thinking the Rose Quartz, but I used that on a special occasion, and I don't have a whole lot of special occasions, so that was really important that I use that for that. But the Huda Mercury Retrograde, I wish it had a face palette, because it does have really beautiful like wine shades. So you could do a wine blush, you could do a pinky blush, you could do a more neutral blush, and then her shimmers are amazing. So I know that a highlight that would look a little pinky like that, and maybe something like a gold highlight, I think a face palette, a matching face palette would be amazing for that. So those are my 10 questions. I think that was a fun tag, because it really made me think. Like, I was diving deep into my palettes, and I'm like, wow, okay. I could do this one, I could do this one, no, I could do this one. And honestly, there are several that I could have interchanged within each other. But I really like the answers that I finally came up with. So thank you guys so much for joining me today for my collab with Leanna Dalton, my palette tag 5000. Don't forget to go check out Leanna's videos because I'm really curious to see what she's going to choose for her answers. And I will have all the questions in the description box in case you want to do this on your channel. And if you do, please make sure to give Chic Geek the credit for it and tag me because I want to see your answers as well. I really appreciate you being here. And until our next adventure, everyone have a great day and we'll see you later.